Hi, welcome back to Box Delights. The game I want to show you today is called Exploriana, designed by Miles Ratcliffe. It's a collaboration between three independent publishers, Chaos Publishing, Triple Ace Games and Chance Encounters. What I've got for you today is the Kickstarter preview. So this is not the final game. It's a little short on components. It's not got everything you'll get in the box. Also, the Kickstarter needs a little bit of help, so I thought I'd do this video for you. So the guys at Chance Encounters, or Counters out in Bristol, sent me this prototype. So if you're watching this and you've already backed or you've already got the game, you're looking back and just want to learn how to play, we're going to show you how this plays as well. So like I say, they do need your help on the Kickstarter. The first 300 backers at Pathfinder level will get a Kickstarter exclusive, a little incentive for people to help them get this game funded. It's got some 3 promo cards based on local guides. There's some stickers so you can customise your boxes, kind of this style. So look out for that, a good reason to go back. Meanwhile, let's learn how to play. There are 3 regions of the world where you can go exploring. You've got South America, you've got Africa, and then you've got the Far East over here. You're going to be trying to gather cards to collect points to earn victory points. There's also this little auction mechanic. We're going to see some cards played out that are tools. They're items that you can use to help you in your exploration. So kind of things that you can pack before you travel, get ready for your exploration. They're going to help you seek out those fantastic animals, strange and beautiful plants, and incredible locations that you're going to seek out to earn those victory points. All right, so it's all about those Victorian explorers who went out with a hankering for knowledge and wanted to be famous for the things that they discovered. So there's this kind of auction mechanic at the beginning of each round where you can bid for items that are going to help you, and you're going to use a currency in the game, these Victorian coins. We've got gold for 5, that represent 5 coins, and silver that represent 1. Those are your currency. Explorations, things that you find are going to give you more coins that you can then use on subsequent rounds to bid for items that will help you with the next expedition. And coins are also going to give you victory points at the end of the game. After so many rounds, there's this final scoring where you get extra points for the amount of renown that you've earned. So renown is this currency that you don't spend. Renown kind of is something that allows you to dictate player order. Okay, if you're the player with the most renown, you get to go first. You get to pick which expeditions you want to go on. You've got more clout in the world of picking and choosing your explorations. So you get points for renown. Renown is achieved by finding good stuff, like this wonderful waterfall. Coins can be earned through, so here we've got some African artifacts that you've brought back. There's a huge push your luck element in here. We'll see that in the game. If you push your luck too far, you're pushing your luck, trying to find more and more things, but then potentially you get lost in the depths of the jungle. And then, of course, the actual things that you discover are going to earn you victory points. You see these numbers on cards. This represents victory points that you earn just from finding things. And then there's this little set collection element as well. So there's maps and orchids. Maps and orchids collectively as a set, they'll give you victory points. I'll show you that as we get into the gameplay. It plays 2 to 5. I'm going to demonstrate a 2-player game. I'm also going to demonstrate it by just reducing the number of rounds right down so that we can get through a game quite quickly and show you how that final scoring works. So let's get set up and get straight into it. Let's start up here with this auction area. We're playing a 2-player game, so in a 2-player game there'll be 3 piles of 6, 18 item cards in total, which is the full complement of item cards in the game. For 5 players, you'll play 4 piles of 4, so just 16 cards. And this acts as a timer. These other decks do too, but we'll come to that in a minute. But this will be the main timer of the game that I'm going to use to scale things down. So playing 2 players, instead of 3 piles of 6, I'm just going to use 3 piles of 3. All right, so we'll just deal these out randomly. So we'll have 3 rounds of the game. I'll put the rest back in the box. And the other timer in the game is these decks that you'll explore. If one of these decks should run out, then the game will end as well. So it's possible that one of these decks will complete before you've gotten through all the rounds. All right, especially if one particular area is being travelled a lot. These areas get increasingly risky. What you'll notice is the decks are slightly different sizes. So there's the same number of hazards, there's 15 hazards in each deck, but South America being a thicker deck, there's 24 cards here with 15 hazards compared to 21 cards here and 18 here. The probability of hitting a hazard is higher here than here. At the start of the game, each region has 2 cards revealed, and these are the things that you can go exploring for. And when you're choosing which region on your turn, you're going to choose which region to explore. Look at these cards and assess which cards do I want, which area looks most risky. And with the player with the highest renown going first, renown becomes important because you say, right, this one's really good, I need this map and this orchid. These are 2 examples of ones that reward you for set collection. But it's higher risk, there's 2 hazards here. These things at the bottom are hazards. We'll learn about that as we get into it. This one's less risky, there's no hazard on this card, but there's good renown and good coin rewards. Right? These ones give better victory points. There's 3 victory points here, there's only 2 here. And again, less hazardous but no coins. All right? So you can see there's lots of different ways to assess what you can do. There's also points to be had, or renown to be had, for rescuing lost explorers. We'll learn about that as well. So when you explore a region, you're not necessarily going to find stuff, you're going to rescue lost explorers and earn the renown or monetary reward that comes with that. You also get victory points. All right. The artwork's beautiful, I hope you agree. And this and the idea of exploring these different locations and having those exploration is something I like in a theme. Is what drew me to the game. We have our Victorian characters that we can play. There's a selection here for you to choose from. Good to see. On these player cards, these are used as references. So they give you an idea about the actions you can take, and also how on the back, this is kind of a reminder of how those final scorings happen. Let's take Elizabeth Berg and Augustus Gilbert, so green and red. Each player starts with 6 coins, 2 explorer tokens of their colour. We're going to be using 2 explorers every turn. And in the 2-player game, each player takes one of these rival explorers. They're not explorers that are actively working on behalf of you, but it's just a way of scaling the game up a little bit and to increase the turnover of cards in our exploration display here. They kind of work like dummy tokens that you get to play. The idea being that you're trying to use them not to benefit you, but to impact your opponent, reduce what they can do. Each player also gets a marker here that's going to record our renown. Randomly determine the start player, because the player on top of the stack, we start on 0 renown, the player on top of the stack is deemed to be that's the tiebreaker. So let's start with 0 renown red to go first. A final bit of setup, we also have a set of 16 lost explorer tokens. These are the things that are going to be going here. And finding these lost explorers are going to give you random numbers of victory points, ranging from 2 up to 5, I believe. So I'm just going to randomise these, place them at the stack at the side of the board. And for the start of the game, we'll place one in each of the higher spots. As more explorers get lost, they're going to fill up this track. They always go into the highest spot that's vacant, and then obviously the rewards get higher for taking these other lost explorers. You get the victory points, plus you get renown or coins, and the values go up. All right, let's kick off with the first round of the game and show you how this plays. This is how a turn is going to work. We're going to start by collecting income. All players receive 2 coins. Then we're going to reveal and auction the items. Then players are going to take turns placing their explorers, and then when they place an explorer, it's kind of like worker placement. You place your explorers down, kind of vying for position. Then explorers explore, and this is when they go and try and push their luck, collecting as many items, cards, animals as they can, or rescuing lost explorers. So then you're kind of playing out those workers that you've placed effectively, your explorers. Then take your workers back, and then we start again. 2 income, auction, explore. 2 income, auction, explore.